Hi everyone. I hope I'm audible and me and Surinder sir are both visible to you. This session is regarding the analysis for initial reaction, not the detailed analysis for RBI Grade B FM Phase 2 paper that was completed some time ago. So Surinder sir, I think you're in mute. If you can unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Hi, everyone. Hello, everyone.
Uh, just a minute. Fine. So Deepika ma'am has also joined us. Nice. So Surinder sir, can you just give a brief overview? How was the paper? Uh, Sir, you're on mute, sir.
Yes. Hello, sir. I hope I'm audible.
हाँ
So
जी.
overall, it was moderate. Talking about the finance part and the management part separately, if we say the finance part, the objective questions were slightly on the lengthy side, although they were concept based, we can say, right? Concept. If you knew the concept, you could answer those questions, but they were on the lengthy side. If we talk about the objective, there were questions from liquidity adjustment facility. There were questions from MSF, SDF, and also like RBI notifications, some RBI directions, monetary policy related questions were there. Apart from that, there were some slightly moderate and we can say towards the difficult side questions as far as the accounting part is concerned. Financial statement related questions were there. There were questions on equity multiplier, asset turnover ratio. Okay, so there were questions from these areas as far as the finance objective part is concerned. And
So, sir, I
yeah,
could write down only some part.
yes,
So you were saying that there were numericals this year in the finance part which were lengthy. So I think they have repeated it from the last year because last year also there were three numericals. Though in the, I mean, years before the last year there were new numericals in the last 3 4 years. So I think now this is kind of becoming a trend that they are setting you numericals from the accounting part, ratios, income statement, balance sheet.
yes,
How
yes,
many
sir.
numericals were there, sir?
Numericals, not exactly the count is not known, but yeah, there were numericals and some case type of questions also, wherein they have given some information and they were asking about the related to that information, they were asking some questions. So, as far as
So
accounts are concerned, there were mostly numerical type of questions only. Exact number is not known.
So we can say almost like 3 4 questions from accounting were there in the paper.
Yes, yes, sir.
And apart from that, you said that RBI notifications also came in the objective paper of finance. So I
Hmm.
think many people were furious about RBI notifications not being asked in phase one.
Yes, sir.
Uh, but I think they are here to stay since in phase two they still have good importance.
Yes, sir.
Do we have any idea how many questions were there from RBI notifications?
Not exactly, sir, but majorly the questions were from RBI notifications. I
Okay.
mean,
And what are the other areas, sir? RBI notifications, MSF,
liquid.
numericals from accounting. What are the other areas from where which questions have been asked in the objective paper?
There were questions from liquidity adjustment facility. I mean, monetary policy and related to RBI. Mostly the questions were static questions were slightly less as I could get the information from the students. The
Hmm.
static finance questions were less. They couldn't recall many, and yeah, depreciation related questions were there. If I would be specific, they
Okay.
were asking about SDF, MSF. Wholly owned subsidiaries of RBI was also one question.
So current affairs का weightage काफी अच्छा लग रहा है इस बार के पेपर
Yes,
में.
more of current affairs weighted, sir. Yes,
ठीक है. That's nice, sir.
yes,
Because students do expect current affairs, and last year there were almost like very minimal, 0 marks of current affairs in the finance, both objective and descriptive.
yes,
So I think at the paper level also I feel it's a good thing that current affairs needs to be asked in a paper like this. And moreover,
yes.
since students do prepare, so it's good that no, this should be part of the examination. Sir, what about the descriptive part?
There was a slight change in the pattern of the descriptive part.
Hmm.
Like we know that there are questions of 10 markers and 15 markers. So 10 marker questions were divided into two this time. All of the questions were like 5 mark and 5 mark like that. There were two questions. And in 15 markers also, the questions were asked in like 2 to 3 parts. That is what they're saying. Mostly 7.5 and 7.5 kind of.
So
Uh,
paper might be lengthy.
yes, paper was lengthy, and answering the descriptive questions, it took a lot of time to answer
Hmm.
each of those parts.
Hmm.
Yes, sir.
So overall finance, it seems, I mean, it was not easy what I can see because
Mm.
anyways the paper is lengthy
Yes,
and current affairs have also come
yes,
and
sir.
RBI notifications have also been asked as part of current affairs, which makes it little difficult sometimes to answer.
Mm.
So overall we can say, I mean, maybe moderate as of now, moderate
Yes,
to difficult somewhere in between because paper seems to be very lengthy. If they have broken descriptive part into multiple parts, then it would might be difficult for many people to
yes. To
write
complete
this.
the answer itself, it was slightly difficult, as the students were telling.
Yes. Any other information that you want to share, sir, about the finance paper as of now? Because I don't,
Yeah.
I know that we don't have much information. It's just an initial reaction.
Yes, talking about the descriptive, I would like to tell that there were questions from the static part also. If I talk about finance, there was question on national payment settlement systems. Also, the role and importance of IFSCs, International Financial Service Centers. There was one question on NFSI 2.0 of RBI, which is slightly on the current side. This question was slightly on the current side, 15
Hmm.
marker. And there were other questions also, like students couldn't recall the all the parts of the questions. But
Hmm.
yeah, this is what they have said. So a mix of static and one question was on the current side. So I can say there's a mix of both in the descriptive part.
Hmm. Fine. So that's nice. Deepika, what about management?
If we talk about management, sir, basically the paper was easy only, right? Not such difficult questions.
Hmm.
The topics were also something we have seen a lot. Like it was leadership, it was communication. There were questions from the Johari window model, so the emotional intelligence part. So basically, it was objective questions were easy, and some questions were a bit application based, but otherwise direct questions as we see in management.
Okay, so management has always been on the easier side in RBI Grade B. So this year we have not seen any major deviation. Maybe there might be two, three questions which would be tough. But as of now, what is the initial reaction is that after the examination, people are finding management easy, though finance, no, people are finding it bit moderate to tougher side. Maybe the paper was lengthy. What about descriptive? What kind of questions have come, Deepika?
In descriptive, sir, one question
Can
was
you be bit can you be bit louder?
yes, sir. In terms of descriptive, basically, there was question from communication, a role of IT in communication, basically. So that was a easy question. It's very straightforward to write, but for some people it might have been a bit lengthy. So that was the only thing, like managing the time along with finance. And apart from that, there have been questions in terms of leadership. Now again, it's a direct and straightforward, easy question, but the point being, managing of the time and writing the answer properly to be able to complete it.
Hmm. So role of IT in communication leadership theories, this is what we know came in management. These two seems to be pretty straightforward as of now. I think in the leadership theories, I also talked to one student. They asked about three leadership theories in one question. But do
Yes.
we know in management also were the questions broken into 7.5 marks out of the 15 marks?
In case of the leadership theory, sir, yes, because they had asked three different theories, right? So for the theories, the weightage was broken down.
Okay. So management also we could see the same pattern that questions were broken down further into subparts, which was not the case, a very frequent case in the previous years. Maybe one of question used to come broken into parts, but this year it seems that all of the questions which were 15 marks or 10 marks, many of them have been broken into subparts. Any other observation, Deepika, we have as of now, apart from that paper was doable, descriptive was very straightforward in management as it seems. Anything else do we have on the board as of now?
No, so in terms of management, we are basically following the same, general scenario itself. So there is not much of a difference.
ठीक है. So this is what we have for you as of now, and aspirants would be preparing for other papers क्योंकि ब्रेक के बाद दूसरे पेपर्स शुरू हो जाएंगे ईएसआई और इंग्लिश. आई जस्ट summarize. Finance objective lengthy, filled with lot of current affairs. RBI notifications were also asked. Numericals were also asked from accounting. I think there were two sets of two each or three each. So either 4 or 6 questions were asked from the numericals. overall manage in the FM paper, finance objectives was lengthy. I would say bit moderate to difficult also. Descriptive was again lengthy because 10 markers and 15 markers were divided into subparts of 5 or 7.5 marks each. And questions are also not that straightforward. One question was on IFSC's centers, their significance and all, National Payment Settlement System, NFSI 2.0. So they are not that straightforward that no, as we see in management. So finance, as usual, is bit difficult as compared to management this year also, and bit lengthy also. Management objective was easy. Some questions were application based but still doable. Descriptive was very straightforward, though might be lengthy because in management descriptive also they broke down 10 markers and 15 markers into subparts of 5 marks and 7.5 marks respectively. But the question seems to be very straightforward, whatever 1-2 questions we have as of now. And I want to reiterate that this is a very initial reaction. I mean, what we can get after talking to students for a very brief time, because we don't want to disturb them. They have their next papers lined up. But this is all from our side as of now. Suri sir?
Yes, sir.
Sir, anything you would like to add, or we shall wrap this up now?
Yeah, sir. Everything is said by you. So mostly, I would say management was something that could save people who were not banking on a lot of current affairs. And yeah, current affairs played a major role. As I could talk to the students, they were not able to recall any static questions as far as finance is concerned. But they were saying that management was on the easier side and could help them to gain the necessary edge.
So I think it's a big surprise if we compare it with the last year. Last year there was no current affairs. That was a shock last year. In finance paper there was no current affairs. It was almost static. And this year if we see, it seems that there are already some questions based on current affairs and descriptive, and objectives seems to be filled with questions on current affairs. And whatever static we can gather as of now is from accounting, which anyways is tough. So finance, I think, is the Achilles heel today for many students, whereas management might be like a sunlight in a day filled with rain. Well, thank you everyone. So that's all from our side as of now. We will come up with more updates and analysis as the day progresses and aspirants appear in more papers of phase 2, and we will come out with the answer key late in the night also. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.